Hi there, this is Coach Tina. I'm on my walk, and today I would like to chat a bit about giving to give. So, most people are confused by that. They think that giving is always giving. But if we look deeply, not even that deeply, but if we look a little harder at giving, we often end up being upset when someone doesn't respond the way we want them to when we do something or say something for them. And so what we learn when that is the case is that we're not really giving. There's a giving to give, and that's the part that I'm going to try to help you understand. That is so crucial to start living from. And then there's what most of us do, and we don't even know we do it. It's just the way it's been passed down, really through generations, that we give, but we have this outcome in mind. You're going to do something for me in return. And it can be super subtle. Like, you're going to like me, you're going to love me, you're going to appreciate me, you're going to value me, etc., etc., etc. So when we give to get, we end up being frustrated or angry or have our feelings hurt, etc., because we're not really giving. We're giving with an outcome attached, with some outcome attached. And that is always going to keep us in a place of dependence upon other people. So there's a different way and a life-saving way to give. And that is, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but giving for the sake of giving. Just giving for the pleasure of it, giving for the joy of it, giving mostly because we're guided by something inside of us to do it, to bring it, to contribute. So what's wonderful about that is that it begins to connect us to our source. We begin to have this loving conversation with our inner guide, with our inner resource. So we can ask, and I do this every morning, show me today what you would like me to contribute to life. I put it this way, show me what I can do today for those who are suffering. And so then what I've done is put this thought out into the world that I'm going to be paying attention to ways in which I can bring something to life. I can add something to life. I can contribute something to life. And what that does for us when we're connected is that we're actually connected to a higher power. We're actually connected to good. We're actually start feeling what it feels like to be connected to love. Most of us feel like we have to get something on the outside to make us feel okay on the inside. And that is always going to go badly. Maybe not immediately, but eventually. And you can look back in your life and, if it's worked for you, if this giving to get has worked for you, then you should absolutely keep doing it. But if it ends up in bad relationships or failed relationships or conflict with others, which it normally does, then this is the path that can lead you to happy, joyous, and free life. This giving to give, giving for the sake of giving. And the reason why it is so wonderful is because what we really crave, it seems like, for alcoholics, they crave alcohol. For codependents, we crave getting liked, getting loved. Actually, the alcoholics crave those things too, but they just drink about it. So they are also codependent. That's underlying the drinking, but some of us don't drink about it. We're just trying to get something on the outside to make us feel okay on the inside as well, but we don't drink about it. We're just we might start out trying to do something nice for someone, and then we notice that, wow, they didn't say thank you, or they didn't say thank you the way that we wanted, or they didn't reciprocate in the way we wanted. And that is a symptom that you have gotten it backwards. I got it backwards. I was living like that. I wanted approval. I wanted to manage my image. I wanted people to look at me and think, wow, she is great, or she's impressive, or whatever. But it never satisfies us. You can't get enough of something on the outside to make you feel okay on the inside. The only lasting path of freedom, happiness, and joy is to contribute to life. And the reason why that is because when we bring for the sake of bringing, when we contribute for the sake of contributing, when we give for the sake of giving, when we love for the sake of loving, when we pay attention for the sake of paying attention, or give attention for the sake of giving attention, we feel higher power or God or love's energy flowing through us out into the world. And it's not, for most of us, it's not good enough to have an idea of God or higher power or love. We actually have to have an experience of higher power or God or love. So that is how we have that experience, is that we are God-like. We give, we bring, we contribute for the sake of giving, bringing, and contributing. And anytime, it's got its own little built-in mechanism to let us know when we've gotten off track. When we're back in get, the instant we step one toe back in the pool of get, it's going to be uncomfortable almost immediately. When you start noticing this, you're going to notice that get feels bad almost immediately. There might be a moment of excitement if we think, oh, we're going to get this cool thing. But for the most part, pretty immediately, living in get feels bad. And the opposite is also true. When we're truly giving to give, it's an animating force. We are experiencing what I think God is. God is love. God is give. God is kindness. And we are actually becoming, there's a way that it's written in the 12 and 12 of Alcoholics Anonymous, we are co-creators of God's ever-expanding creation. No, it says intelligent agents of God's ever-expanding creation. And I find it interesting that it says intelligent agents. So this is not something that has to just be a feeling. This is something that's actually a learning process. We're going to learn by doing. It's practical experience. When I'm in get, it hurts. When I'm in give, it feels good. It may be uncomfortable in the beginning because so many of us have spent decades living this way, and it is all around us, all the time. People striving to get something, the right thing on the outside to make them okay on the inside. But once we begin to practice this, we will see. The first way I practiced it was I got these little 3x5 cards and I called people and I just tried to learn about them, what was going on for them. I didn't go into a story about myself. I didn't talk about problem. I was merely interested in what was going on, and I was just a loving witness, period. And it was like my whole house before I did that was in darkness. All of my spiritual blinds were shut tight. And that little exercise opened one of the blinds and let in some light. And that helped me become motivated to do it some more. And then it just is self-fulfilling and self-motivating, because the more I practiced this giving to give, the more I saw that this is in fact what I needed to live by and do every day if I truly had a desire to live this happy, joyous, and free life. And the cool thing about it is no one's going to scold me if I don't do it or if I mess up. But I am going to get an education. Every time I practice it, it feels great. Every time I practice get, it hurts. It may not hurt immediately, but pretty quickly it will hurt. So I get a very quick feedback about it. And I suggest that you give that some practice and tell me what you experience. Thanks so much.